Getting rid of sebum on too much of a regular basis can actually do damage to your head and your scalp. If you are a person that after washing your hair, you tend to get itchy, scratchy, and your head might even bleed, one of the reasons may be because you're getting rid of too much of the bacteria that lives on the hair and getting rid of that oil that you need to keep your head and scalp healthy. It is sensitive to sex hormones. With your sex hormones of estrogen and testosterone, it can oversecrete, and when that happens, that would be acne. That's why you see acne in adolescence, especially in the junior high through high school stage, because that's when sex hormones are starting to regulate and trying to figure out at what level they need to be, and the sebaceous glands are sensitive to that, creating more acne. The sebum of the sheep is called lanolin, and that's oftentimes used in different shampoos or laundry detergent. Acne is when the sebaceous gland becomes blocked and becomes a breeding ground for bacteria. This would be a severe case of acne. Hair. You will find hair on most parts of the body. You will not find hair on the palms of your hands, the soles of your feet, the nipples, and the penis. It is made of dead keratinized cells, and they start growing in the follicle at the root. The root is alive. If you were to pull a piece of hair out, and that little knobby at the end, that little knobby is the alive part of the hair. All the hair that sticks out here, the shaft of the hair, is completely dead. So if I was to shave my head off or hair off, all of that hair is all keratinized and has absolutely no DNA in it. You need the little nubby at the end that you'd pull out from the root. That's where all the DNA would be. And that's where, if you were getting a DNA sample for a crime scene, you would need that root. Associated with each hair follicle is a sebaceous gland and the erector pili muscle that makes it stand up on end. The hair growth cycle is very similar to that of the skin growth cycle. The cells start at the root, and then as it divides, it pushes the other ones out to the surface. They keratinize and die. The function of the hair is to provide the scalp with protection from UV radiation, gives a little bit of cushion to the head, provides a little bit of insulation. If you've ever cut your hair when it starts to get chilly in the fall, you might notice your head being a little bit cooler than normal. It helps prevent foreign particles into certain areas. You have nose hairs to help filter out air. Your eyebrows and your eyelashes help keep particles out of your eyes. Your ear hair helps keep particles out of your ears. It provides sensation. One of those things, you can feel insects maybe on your body. If you're a dog or a cat, you might feel fleas wandering around the body through the hair by moving the hair back and forth. And then we have goosebumps. Goosebumps are caused either by cold temperatures or by emotion. Sometimes when you get upset or frightened, you might have those goosebumps form. The erector pili is that muscle that's associated with the follicle that, when contracts, makes the hair stand up on end. As humans, we don't necessarily need this anymore, as it was used as a defense mechanism when an organism became, or when a mammal became upset or frightened. The hair would stand up on end, making them look larger and hopefully frightening away any predator. We don't need that anymore. If we look at the anatomy of the hair, the core, the deepest part of the hair, is the medulla. This is where the keratin is located. Keratin is that waterproof protein. The cortex is the middle layer, which contains the melanin. And the cuticle is the outermost layer. This has scales, which produces flexibility to that hair. Here is the picture of a cross-section of the hair. You have the medulla in the middle. The medulla is where the keratin is. Then you have the cortex. This is where the melanin is. And then you have the cuticle, which is where the scales are. This is the outside, giving it flexibility. When you have lots of melanocytes, you're going to have dark hair. When you have a medium amount of melanocytes, you're going to have blonde hair. And when you have no melanocytes, you'll have white hair. A gray hair is a mixture of no melanocytes and medium amount of melanocytes. So you have a mixture between the two. Baldness can often be caused by genetics, but there are other causes of baldness that don't rely on genetics, such as drugs. There are certain medications that can cause hair loss, especially chemotherapy drugs. Diet, a poor diet, you can lose your hair. Radiation, fever, stress, hormones are all factors in losing hair. Losing large clumps of hair is abnormal. Normal hair loss is about 100 hairs per day. Nails are made of keratinized cells. The function of nails is to protect the nail bed down below, and evolutionarily they were claws. We don't use them as claws anymore. We don't use them for climbing trees or for protecting ourselves. They're just protectors of the nail bed underneath. The actual nail itself is the nail plate. So the nail itself is called the nail plate. If you were to take the nail plate up, underneath that is going to be the nail bed. The lanula is the most actively growing area. And to find the lanula, if you look at your nail and look at the half moon, the white half moon on the bottom, on my nails, I can see it on my thumb the best. That little white half moon is the lanula. Looking at this picture here, we have the lanula down here. The nail plate is the nail itself here. And then the nail bed is sitting right underneath that. The skin is important in maintaining homeostasis, in maintaining body temperature. When the size of the blood vessels are regulated, it will allow more or less blood cooling or heating the body. When they dilate, when they open up, it's going to help cool the body. More blood flow to an area can help pull some of the heat away from the body and push it to the outside. When they constrict, it helps retain heat. Sweating will help regulate hotter temperatures, and shivering helps regulate